take on the next issue. You know, the human rights community in my country, your country, serves as an extrajudicial body that's concerned with safeguarding the human rights of the Nigerian population. The Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, HURIWA, every once in a while weighs in on human rights concerns in our country. The group has strongly criticized governors in the Southeast region over what it describes as a leadership vacuum amidst escalating bloodshed, ritual killings, and insecurity that are gradually turning the region into a war zone. Is anybody listening?
I agree with the position of the human rights group. The International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law said that between 2015 and 2024, 32,300 people, unarmed civilians, were either killed or kidnapped, you know, within a period of
in the region?
In the region, less than 10 years. And you know that the Southeast is a major hub of commerce in Nigeria. So it's something that affects all of us. The Southeast states now, we can say, is under siege.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I was in Asaba recently, and the hotel that I stayed, they told me that people are moving from Anambra to Delta State.
Yeah.
Businessmen, they can no longer do their business any longer. Kidnapping, abduction, all sorts of things. In fact, from reports that we have, almost every day, at least 2 people are killed. In a region that has produced the first president of Nigeria, that has produced the second general of the Commonwealth, that has produced great men like Zeke, like, you know, Ojukwu, and many of them like that. So this is a very bad thing that is going on. And on the Onitsha market, people used to come from all over West Africa, you know, to come to Onitsha to buy goods, and then that cannot happen any longer. If you go to Jibowu now, where people travel overnight, in those days, we used to go there around 10 o'clock. It used to be fun, 10 p.m. And then by 4 a.m., you are in Onitsha or in Enugu. That doesn't happen any longer.
Anymore.
Even in those days, we used to go with one police patrol, you know, I don't know. Now what they do is that when they go, they sleep, they stay at Ore, sleep over, and then move the second day. So if you are going to this, now probably you are going to be thinking of spending about maybe something that should have been about 7 hours. You may be spending almost a whole day, you know, because of the crisis in that region. So it's affecting the economy, it's affecting our livelihood, it's affecting stability of the region. And I believe that the governors have a major role to play, you know, in terms of bringing an end to this problem. You know, the people have said that, look, the problems are caused by people also from that area. We understand there are some herdsmen, that's a different problem on its own. But also people from there who are also involved in the, you know, killings in, you know, so I think...
Have you heard of a group like the Unknown Gunmen?
Sure, Unknown Gunmen.
Are they, begs the question, are they really unknown? Yeah,
because we use the term unknown. So it means that there could be a combination of various interests, including third parties who want to blackmail, you know, some certain forces. So since we use the term
unknown, capital out of
it's very difficult. But why is our response to unmask the unknown gunmen? Because they have a place that they sleep, they have a place that they eat, they have a place that they work, you know. So I think that means that community policing, community intelligence, people have information about these people. They may be afraid to give that information to the state government, but this is the response of the state government to cross that order, to ensure that you're able to break the barrier and get to know those that are responsible, and whatever means you can use to, you know, deal with this problem, either through negotiation or through confrontation. But I think it is getting out of hand, and unless we take a decisive action, you know, it will affect the entire country, you know, in a bigger way.
Biko, the viewer would understand that Huriwa is, the man anchoring this report is a proud son of the Southeast.
Yes, and I think the people of the Southeast should rise against the undesirable elements taking people's lives
needlessly,
as if they were involved in some form of sport. must not politicize insecurity. If insecurity is rampant in the Southeast, the people who have the biggest voices, the loudest voices, they should be eager to talk about it and arrange and come together to find a solution. It has reached such an embarrassing point that political figures who are loud, who are always eager to talk about other things, will simply keep quiet about what is going on. It's irresponsible to keep quiet about the way people are being killed in the Southeast. And that's why I commend Uriwa. I may not always agree with them, but on this matter, Uriwa is right on the money. You can't keep taking people's lives in this manner. Look at a man popularly known as Fish Magnet.
Okay.
In Anambra State. His name is Ife Sinachi. So, yes. And they just abducted him in his house in Oka South local government area of Anambra State. Took him away in a late night attack and took his life. I still saw some of the young man's videos the other day, and everyone is complaining that why would they kill this guy, for God's sake? And there have been other attacks. Uriwa talked about at least 7 persons who were slaughtered in coordinated attacks on Ejeze, Umualoma, and Undiakwata Uno communities in Idiato North local government area of Imo State.
Okay.
Allegedly by suspected ESN operative. Then the massacre in Arondi Zwogo.
Yeah.
The attacks in Ehime, Umbano, all in Imo State, and the ritual killing of pregnant nurse in Anambra State. So they are saying these killings have to stop, and that the police must be on top of their game, find out, yes, this guy, the Ife Sinachi, Ifemeludike, that is the... Ifemeludike, you know, that is the fish magnet. You see on YouTube, on Facebook, you see his videos. He has his fish farm, and he has very big fish, so he will display them and tell people. There was even on one occasion, he even said, VDM, I like what you are doing. I would like to present this big fish to you. How can a man hustling, trying to make ends meet, a man with a good voice on social media, how can he be just killed like that? You kidnap people, the next thing you just bring them back. And a lot of people pretend like these things are not happening. People should be free to move around in the Southeast. What are the governors doing? Or are they overwhelmed? Governors must, they must think outside of the box, and find a solution. What are they doing? They need to sit down and stop this embarrassment. The killing of people as if human beings don't matter in the Southeast, it has to stop. Whether they are ESN, whether they are IPOP, nobody has the right to take people's lives the way people's lives have been taken in the Southeast. It has reached that point now that people must talk. People must talk. It has to stop. People involved in their own hustle, you just take their lives. Look at another incident in Enugu involving a traditional healer, Obieze. You know? And after the decomposing corpses were discovered in his compound.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. He kidnapped a 13-year-old girl, and according to Hurima, has been quietly dismissed by state authorities. And
the 13-year-old girl blew the lead.
Yes. Yeah. So what Huriwa is saying is that the Southeast Governors Forum had failed to establish a regional security outfit similar to the Amotekun Corps.
Okay, yeah.
Which could have helped reduce these killings. Whether anybody likes it or not, the southwest of our country is the most secure geopolitical zone in Nigeria. This is the fact. I'm not saying kidnappings don't happen here, But you see, every time the Americans issue travel advisory, they usually don't add the Southwest. They don't add the Southwest because they know that this is the most secure geopolitical zone in our country. If Lagos were to be in some geopolitical zone with its population, with the wealth creation that is happening here, honestly, we won't be able to count how many people get kidnapped.
Okay.
Honestly, we can't continue like this. Something must give. What are the governors doing? They need to come together across party lines and say, look, enough is enough, because it is possible, as you always say.
Do you consider this call by Huriwa a wake-up call?
It has to be. That's what it looks like, because Huriwa was forced to talk now because we are not seeing what these people are doing. They have to take extraordinary steps. This is an unusual situation. The economy of the Southeast is hemorrhaging as a result of these killings. People are scared. People would rather relocate their businesses to neighboring states.
Wale just told us about Onitsha, Asaba. It's just the bridge that separates them.
Yes, the bridgehead.
The bridgehead, yeah.
Now people would rather send their children. Because I was in Asaba some time ago and they told me, look, a lot of the houses have been bought by businessmen from Asaba.
Yeah.
You know?
No, Onitsha.
From Onitsha.
From Onitsha. They are relocating. They are sending their children to schools in Delta State, because these places are just not safe. You kidnap House of Assembly member. The next thing, after they paid ransom, you take his life. One honorable justice.
Yeah.
They collected ransom and they just took the man's life.
A judge was killed right in the courtroom, February 2023. A judge, the one he was rising over, he was shot and killed.
And so nobody apprehended.
Nothing happened. So this should not continue. It's not a good thing at all. And I think the governors, even though there are limitations about the powers of the government in terms of security, but there are a lot of things you can do with your security vote, especially about intelligence gathering and nipping these problems.
Which is more like saying you can think out of the box.
Sure, you can think out of the box to deal with these problems. You know, so
sorry, let's give it to him. God bless his soul. Arakunrin Akeredolu thought about Amotekun, and it caught like a wildfire.
Yeah, which actually, it started as a regional development agenda for Western Nigeria. Yeah. But all the governors accepted it. It was not as if federal government at that time wanted it, but they insisted that, look, this is what we want. Yes. And at the end of the day, the federal government had to allow them to go ahead. Yeah. Now they carry light weapons and they are able to make a lot of contribution to intelligence gathering. And so this is the problem with armed struggle. Yeah. When you are having armed struggle without ideological clarity, the tendency that to be hijacked by all sorts of hoodlums and it will get out of your hand if you are not careful. That's what we are seeing, in the Southeast. It's okay to agitate for self-determination, but when you resort to armed struggle, be aware of the dangerous consequences that you get out of control.
And the highest number of victims are your own people that you claim to be fighting for.
Children, women, pregnant women. That cannot be
sensible. That your own people are the biggest victims of a cause that you said you embarked on for their sake. How do we rationalize that? How do we reconcile that? Yeah. I mean, it's antithetical with common sense.
That's what I meant by the question. Is anybody listening? I hope they are.
Well, they have to listen, because we won't leave them alone if they don't listen.
Okay, to our next story.